Hi my friends. Here we start the 5th episode. When Fereydoun swore as the king, he worked hard to bring peace and justice back to the country. People were happy. There was no more famine and poverty. Fereydoun's coronation was in the month of Mer, which is equal to October. There was a big ceremony for his coronation and he called this celebration Feraydoun. Fereydoun had 3 sons. The oldest son was called Tur. The second son was called Sam. And his youngest son was called Iraj. Fereydoun had a minister called Jandal. He asked his minister to travel in neighbor countries and find 3 well-born girls for his sons. The minister started his journey, and when he arrived in the country of Yemen, he found that the king of Yemen has 3 noble daughters. Jandal gave Fereydoun's message to Yemen king who was called Sarv. Sarv loved his daughters so much and being far from them was not easy for him. First he wanted to disagree, but he had feared that his refusal to this suggestion would cause animosity between countries. Sarv told Jandal, "Before I agree, I would like to meet the 3 sons of King Fereydoun first." Jandal sent this message to his king. Fereydoun agreed and sent his sons to Yemen. Sarv tested the boys and then decided to accept their marriage with his beloved daughters. Though he was sad to be away from his children, he sent them gracefully and with lots of gifts to Persia. Some time later, Fereydoun called his astronomers and asked about his children's fate. They told him that in the near future, something bad would happen to his youngest son and his fate is not very bright. Fereydoun was sad of hearing this. Fereydoun decided to give the responsibility of different part of his territory to his 3 sons. He sent his oldest son, Tur, to the west, which was called Turan. He sent his second son, Sam, to the east. And he decided to give Persia to his youngest son, Iraj. The 2 older sons were not happy of this decision, but they accepted. They were jealous of Iraj and their father's attention to him. They wrote a letter to their father and complained about his decision. When Iraj heard this, he told his father, "Let me go and talk to my brothers. They have been misunderstood about your decision." But Fereydoun was not very optimistic that this talk can lead to something good. He asked Iraj not to go to his brothers, this could be dangerous for him. But Iraj insisted on this and asked his brothers to meet them somewhere to discuss the case. Before Iraj starts his journey, Fereydoun sent a letter to his older sons and asked them to behave kindly with their younger brother. But his letter was not effective. Tur and Sam decided to make a plot and kill their younger brother, Iraj. The 3 brothers had a meeting in a place and there, Tur killed Iraj with his sword. When Fereydoun heard of this, he was very sad. Grief was everywhere. The court mourned for a week for the death of Iraj. Iraj had a daughter. When she grew up, she married to Fereydoun's nephew, a strong warrior called Pahang. The couple had a son called Manucher. Fereydoun loved Manucher very much. He reminded Fereydoun of Iraj. When Manucher turned into the strong warrior, he heard of his grandfather's story and his murder. He decided to get his grandfather's revenge by attacking Tur and Sam. He prepared an army by the help of 2 strong commanders called Sam and Garin. When Tur and Sam heard of this, they were terrified. They sent a letter to their father, Fereydoun, and asked him to forgive them and stop Manucher from attacking them. But Fereydoun answered them that he cannot stop the young man from revenge. Manucher and his army went to Turan first and defeated Tur's army and killed Tur. Then they went to the east to kill Sam. Sam had a solid castle and entering it was not very easy. But with the help of Garin, they made a plan and deceived the guards and entered the castle, and after a tense war, Sam's army were defeated and Manucher killed Sam too. Fereydoun was sad of hearing about his son's death. But this was what they deserved. After a while, Fereydoun died and Manucher was the next king. In the next episode we will talk about Sam, Manucher's army officer and his family. Thank you for watching. See you soon.